April 25th, 1915. The sea is black before dawn. I stand on the deck of the landing craft, the salt wind sharp in my face, my fingers tight around the rifle. The engine growls beneath my boots, and all around me are men, young, pale, silent. Some pray, some stare into the dark horizon. We've been told it will be easy. The generals said the Turks wouldn't stand a chance once our guns opened fire. But the air tonight feels wrong, too still, too heavy, as if the world itself is holding its breath. Ahead, the faint outline of cliffs looms against the night sky. The moon hides behind clouds, and the only sound is the steady slap of water against the hull. My stomach churns. I try to remember home, the smell of rain on gum trees, my mother's laugh, but the sea keeps washing it away. The officer whispers the order, "Prepare to land." Then, chaos. The first shot cracks from the shore, then another and another. The world explodes into noise. Bullets whip across the water, snapping the air. Men cry out, some falling before they even reach the beach. I throw myself over the side, plunging into cold, chest-deep surf. The salt burns my throat as I gasp for air. All around me men thrash and struggle, rifles held above their heads, packs dragging them down. The sea turns red before my eyes. We stumble onto the sand, gasping, slipping. The beach is a trap, narrow, steep, with cliffs rising like walls in front of us. The machine guns rake the shore from above, and there's nowhere to hide. I dive behind a rock, my heart pounding so hard it hurts. The screams are everywhere, mingling with the thunder of our own guns firing from ships offshore. Smoke drifts over the water, mixing with the dawn mist until the world becomes a blur of gray and fire. Orders come through the chaos. Move forward. Take the ridge. I don't know who shouts them. I just run, climbing the slope, slipping in mud and sand. The earth explodes beside me. Shrapnel cuts the air. A man I know, Bennett, from the next company, is hit in the chest. He falls backward without a sound. I want to stop, but someone shoves me onward. There's no time for mercy here. By midday, we've made it a few hundred yards inland. The sun is blazing now, merciless and bright. The heat presses down like a weight. We dig shallow trenches with our hands, our bayonets, anything we can find. The ground is dry and stony. Every inch costs blood. The Turks are everywhere, hidden in the ridges above, their rifles sharp and constant. Every time I raise my head, dust jumps where bullets strike. Water is scarce. Food runs out by the second. Flies gather in black clouds around the wounded. The smell, blood, sweat, decay, clings to everything. We learn to move without thinking, to eat without tasting, to sleep sitting up with rifles across our knees. The body becomes an engine, nothing more. The mind floats somewhere else, far away, where there is no war, no noise, no heat. At night, the world softens but never sleeps. The moon glows over the ridges, and the air hums with insects and whispers. We hear the Turks digging too, their shovels scraping only a few yards away. Sometimes voices drift across the lines, laughter, songs in languages I don't understand. For a moment, they don't sound like enemies, just men tired like us, trapped in the same nightmare. Weeks pass. The beach behind us becomes a graveyard. The wounded wait for ships that never come. The dead lie where they fell, covered with scraps of canvas or not at all. The ground itself begins to smell of rot. I stop writing letters home. There's nothing left to say that won't break her heart. Once, during a lull, I find a scrap of paper tucked into my pocket, my mother's handwriting. She wrote, "Be brave, my boy. You'll be home by Christmas." I stare at the words until they blur, until I can't tell if the wet on the page is seawater or tears. The days get hotter, the flies thicker, the rations smaller. Each morning begins with shells and ends with silence. We measure time by how long we've gone without water, by how many men are left standing. When the wounded call for help, we crawl through the dust, dragging them back under fire, because no one deserves to die alone out there. One evening I watch the sun sink behind the hills. The light turns the sea to gold. For a moment, it's beautiful, heartbreakingly so. And then I remember how many men lie beneath that golden glow, how much blood it took to buy a few feet of sand. I turn away. The fighting never truly stops. Sometimes it's a bombardment that lasts all night, sometimes a sudden attack at dawn. The sound of machine guns becomes the rhythm of life, the punctuation of our thoughts. I stop flinching at each burst, my body simply absorbs the noise. We've become ghosts in uniforms, moving through smoke, too tired to fear death anymore. In August, we launch another assault. The plan is to take the ridges once and for all. We go up the slope again, rifles fixed, bayonets gleaming in the harsh sun. The air burns our throats. The machine guns open up. The man next to me spins and falls, his eyes already empty. I keep moving. My boots slip in blood and dust. When I reach the crest, I drop to my knees and fire until the rifle jams, until my shoulder feels like it's breaking apart. When it's over, there's nothing left but smoke and silence. The ridge is ours, but it means nothing. The dead outnumber the living. We hold it for a day before we're pushed back again. The ground we fought for becomes another patch of earth soaked in failure. The months drag on. We build trenches that collapse in the rain. We fight for water, for food, for breath. Disease spreads faster than bullets. The sea, once our escape, now mocks us, blue and endless, out of reach. Every night I watch the horizon and wonder how many of us will ever see home again. By December, the order comes: evacuation. Quiet, secret, in the dark. We pack what little we have left. The guns are muffled with sandbags to hide the sound. We move down to the beach in silence, ghosts retracing the path of that first bloody morning. The sea glitters under the moonlight, calm and uncaring. As I step onto the boat, I look back at the cliffs, black shapes rising against the stars. Somewhere up there are the bones of friends, the ashes of promises. We were meant to change the course of the war. Instead, Gallipoli changed us. The Indians start. The shoreline drifts away. The wind smells of salt and smoke. I close my eyes and listen to the sea, to the faint echo of gunfire, to the ghosts calling from the shore. The furnace of Verdun burned men to ash. The Somme buried them in mud. But Gallipoli took them with the sea. And as the dawn rises behind us, I realize that wars are not just fought on battlefields. They are fought inside the hearts of those who survive, where memories never die, and the sound of waves can still carry the cries of the fallen.